Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Prey, directed by Dan Trachtenberg. This was the first film done by Dan Trachtenberg in his Predator kind of revival series, and we basically, essentially, the story that we get here is just a very nice, simple one where we are following this warrior in the 1700s. She is attempting to protect her tribe that is coming under attack from this alien predator, and we are basically following her pursuits to try and kind of like fight back against this, to kind of equip her tribe to combat this alien predator, whilst also fighting back against all of these other nasties in the wilderness, and fighting against these colonizers, and fighting back against the patriarchy, as well as there are numerous people in their tribe who are basically just kind of question whether she should even be on a hunt, being this woman. So we basically, the way that all of that kind of is addressed and how it all plays out is just in a way that I think that really again stays really true to some of the great concepts about the original Predator, where we are basically, essentially, we are not seeing all of these predators kind of being taken out because of this big brawn or anything like that. We totally have the tables flipped here, and the only way that Dutch is able to overcome the predator in that first film is because he is able to outsmart him, and this is essentially what we essentially get here. The actress who is playing our protagonist here, I hadn't really seen her in anything before. I haven't really seen her in anything since, actually, come to think of it. And I think I could say that about kind of like most of the cast here. And I think that this is another thing that really helps elevate this movie. I think that the fact that we don't have any real big A-listers or household names here, I think really helps to kind of sell this concept and really immerse you into this experience, and immerse you into this world. So so yeah, I can really appreciate all of that about it. I think that this film just looks absolutely gorgeous. Every single bit of it, just from the set designs to the locations to the costume designs to the general cinematography here that we get. Even the special effects, I think, are utilized really well. I don't know how much CGI was used in this movie, but it doesn't feel like a CGI heavy movie. It seems like any CGI here was used really sparingly, and it wasn't really kind of glaring. I think it was always able to fuse itself into kind of a palette of this film really well. I think that's another real big positive that we get here, is that we get some real big, like, gnarly action. I wouldn't say that this movie is a blood-soaked movie in any way, but we are basically essentially following this tribe and following this alien predator that obviously just much more primal, much more primitive than what we're kind of used to seeing. So that's all reflected in the weaponry that we're used to. It's being used here. So we don't get any of these like machine guns and grenades and all of that. We're basically getting people run with like hatchets and bows and arrows, and just a real kind of raw weaponry that just basically allows for this just real kind of gnarly, brutal kind of action. Yeah, so I thought that was really good as well. So yeah, like I said, in a nutshell, I think that what this movie does the best is that it is able to just kind of, as I said, go back and give you these little components that just stay really true to the original Predator. They stay true to a lot of the things that made that film so great, but also kind of just wrapping it up in this real package that just feels really fresh, and it just feels like it's just injected a new fresh lease of life into this franchise. It doesn't feel, although this is a movie that's very much dialed back down to basics, it's not a sequel that dials things back down to basics in the same way that Predators did, for example. This doesn't feel derivative in any way. We just, have these just nice little components, but just takes it in a total bold new direction that I just thought they really paid everything off really well, because we're following we're following this alien predator back into a time that's obviously much more primitive in the human timeline, where we also see that essentially being showcased in the design of a predator here. The design of a predator is kind of much more, I guess, in keeping with that primitive kind of aesthetic that we get here. I wasn't, the first time I watched this movie, I wasn't too sold on the design, but as time's gone on, I've really kind of warmed to it, and I've really learned to really like it, and I think that it makes a lot of sense for them to why they maybe went for the designs that they did here. So all in all, guys, I thought that this was a really strong movie, and I thought that this was I just think that this was just such a much needed breath of fresh air into this franchise, and it's when you go back and watch this movie, it's no wonder that they obviously kept Dan Trachtenberg on board here, we can't. I thought that he did a really good job with Predator Badlands and Killer Killers as well, I'm just intrigued to see what he's got planned next. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please feel free to let me know down in the comment section about what your own thoughts of this movie was. As some of you may not know, I've been reviewing all of the films in the Predator franchise, as well as all the films in the Alien franchise, I will have almost done completing all of that, so then I will be able to bring these two franchises together for one last face-off as I rank all of them from the worst to the best. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, I would like to wish everybody a happy new year, and I will see you guys on the other side. Thank you again for watching, and you guys take care.